We've all heard those heartbreaking stories about someone's parent or grandparent who just passed away peacefully in their sleep. It's always a shock, and it really brings home a tough reality. As we get older, some of our most common everyday bedtime routines can start to become silent risks to our health. So let me ask you this. Could your cozy bedroom actually be a risk to your heart? I know, it sounds like a crazy question, right? I mean, our bedroom is supposed to be our safe space, our sanctuary. But what if the very things we do to make it comfortable are secretly putting our cardiovascular system under a ton of strain while we sleep? Okay, let's really get into this. We're not talking about anything rare or bizarre here. We're talking about four incredibly common habits that, honestly, most of us do without even thinking about it. But once you're over 70, they can have really serious consequences for your heart. And you're going to want to stick around for the last one because it's a habit almost everyone has, and they have no idea just how big of an impact it has.
All right, first up, the late night meal. It just seems so harmless, doesn't it? A little snack, maybe a big dinner right before bed. But here's the thing. After age 70, your metabolism naturally slows way down. Your digestive system just isn't the same powerhouse it was, and that creates a pretty dangerous situation when you eat and then immediately lie down.
You can see the problem right here. When you eat a big meal and then head straight to bed, your heart rate and your blood pressure stay high, right when they're supposed to be dropping down for rest. On top of that, it can cause some wicked acid reflux, which can have you coughing or even choking in your sleep. So the takeaway is really crucial. Give your body a break. Finish up that last meal a good 3 to 4 hours before bed. That lets your whole system wind down properly. So, let's move on to mistake number 2, and you'll see how these things start to connect. So many of us, we drink a big glass of water before bed, thinking, hey, I'm staying hydrated, this is healthy. And look, hydration is absolutely vital. But when and how much you drink at night, well, that's what's critical. Chugging a full glass of water can force your kidneys into overdrive. And, you guessed it, your bladder will wake you up. But this isn't just about a bad night's sleep. No, the real danger is in the act of getting up so suddenly. When you go from lying down to standing up way too fast, you can get a sudden, really dangerous drop in your blood pressure. There's a medical name for this. It's called postural hypotension, and it is a major, major cause of nighttime falls for seniors. That sudden wave of dizziness can easily cause a life-threatening fall, especially in a dark room. So the safer play is obvious. Get your hydration in earlier in the day and just stick to small sips in the evening if you need to. Okay, on to our third mistake. And this one really goes against what feels natural. I mean, who doesn't love a warm, cozy bedroom, especially on a chilly night? But that wonderful warmth could be putting a hidden and totally unnecessary strain on your heart. And this story just illustrates the problem perfectly. Take Frank. He's 74, and he loved his warm room, piled on the thick blankets. Every single morning, he'd wake up sweaty and just feeling off, completely unaware that his heart was working overtime all night long, just trying to cool his body down. See, when you sleep in a room that's too warm, you sweat, and that can cause mild dehydration. And when you lose that water, your blood actually gets more concentrated, it gets thicker, and that dramatically increases your risk of developing blood clots. So, what's the sweet spot? Well, experts all agree. The best temperature for safe sleep is between 60 and 67 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 15 to 19 degrees Celsius. And that brings us to the final, and I mean this, the most dangerous mistake of them all. This is the one I was telling you about earlier, the habit that nearly every senior has, without ever realizing the risk it poses to their heart, night after night. So what is it? What's the absolute riskiest way to sleep once you're over 70? I'll bet the answer isn't what you think. It all comes down to your position. Just look at this comparison. Sleeping flat on your back is one of the worst things you can do. Gravity literally causes the soft tissues in your throat to relax and collapse, and that can partially block your airway. This can lead straight to sleep apnea, which is a condition where you actually stop breathing for short periods over and over. This puts an incredible strain on your heart. You think of someone like Robert, 76, who was a lifelong back sleeper. He had this, and it left him totally exhausted and at a super high risk for sudden cardiac arrest. But here's the good news. The solution is actually simple, and it's so powerful. You've got to prioritize sleeping on your left side. This position not only keeps your airway nice and clear, but it also helps your digestion. But most importantly, it helps your heart pump blood more efficiently. Because of where your heart sits in your chest, lying on your left side lets gravity do some of the work, easing the blood flow and reducing your heart's workload all night long. And hey, if you're a natural back sleeper, A body pillow is a great trick to keep you comfortably on your side. So let's just do a quick recap. Think of this as your new nightly safety checklist. Number 1, eat early. 2, limit those late night liquids. 3, keep your bedroom cool. And 4, sleep on your left side. These are not drastic, life-altering changes, but they are incredibly powerful, proactive steps you can take to protect your health while you get your rest. Look, your nighttime routine should be a time for your body to repair and recover, not a period of hidden danger. By making these small tweaks, you're taking active control over your own health and your own longevity. So the only real question left is, after hearing all this, which one of these habits are you going to change tonight?